This segment is sponsored by Legacy Wealth Management. Retirement isn't just about stopping work, it's about making sure your hard-earned life and values continue to make a difference, a legacy that many retirees may not realize they're capable of creating. Joining me now is Jay Sharifi, CEO and founder of Legacy Wealth Management, a Northern Virginia financial advisory firm that helps families leave more than memories behind. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah. When people talk about leaving a legacy, oftentimes we think that means we're leaving wealth to our family. But what does it really mean when we talk about legacy planning?
Yeah, so for us, it actually means coming up with a plan to transfer what you have to the next generation so they can hold on to it. There's a lot of problems that come up in that transfer with families. There's a lot of discussions that need to be had. We want to make sure the proper documents are in place. We want to make sure that that transfer is smooth. We want to try to eliminate probate as much as we can, the very long process that it can be, and we want to make sure that the family holds on to what they've worked so hard for over the last 30, 40 plus years.
Yeah, of course. You talked about the plan. Of course, like anything else, when there's clarity around a plan, it's so much smoother. What happens when a plan is not really in place?
Yeah, I think there's just so many problems that can come up, especially for families that I would say don't communicate very well, but you're transferring it to the next generation. There's a lot of conversations that need to be had. Otherwise, upon distribution, when mom and dad isn't there anymore, things can get very nasty, and we see people getting very feisty and things being torn apart. And then that estate plan is then held up in the courts for much longer than we really ever expected it to be. We think it's real simple, but emotional trauma sometimes come to the surface. Disappointments from childhood come to the surface. And so things get held up tremendously much longer than we ever expected. And so we want something written. We want something to be clear in regards to the why and the how.
Yeah, Jay, when you say we want something written, what about a will? What if a will's established? Is that enough?
I love a will. It's a wonderful first step you can take, but a lot of times wills don't control your other accounts. They have beneficiary designations, and so you want to be careful by just thinking a will take care of everything. The will certainly direct a few things, but your other accounts, such as your IRAs, such as your 401ks, they have beneficiary designations, and sometimes we see these two things going in very different directions. I think the other element that we want to keep in mind in regards to an estate plan is understanding that perhaps it's not appropriate to leave all of what we wish to go to the next generation to hand it over all at once. And we need a plan to distribute it over maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years, maybe a longer period of time, especially if there's a child in the family that has some health problems or struggles with financial decision making. A plan that is well written up and thought about deliberately takes care of them, as opposed to puts them in a vulnerable position where they struggle with that which you've worked so hard for. And so there's so many steps we can take there.
Yeah, it sounds like working with a very trusted advisor is important. It sounds like you're getting to know their families and what challenges and struggles may be in the future. You know, you mentioned it can get feisty. I would think at that point you're not only providing financial counsel, but like emotional support as well.
Yeah, it's not just about a lot of people do estate planning just to save on taxes or this. We have we definitely support that, but I think the real value is holding on to the integrity and the family culture that has been established by the parents. It's making sure that the brothers and sisters decide to hang out with each other after mom and dad passes away. It's making sure that the cousins get to know each other, and we believe that that's of tremendous value, and a good plan takes care of generations to come beyond just the money.
Jay, you're always thinking about the family, so we love to hear that. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yep. If this conversation resonates with you and your family, take the next step to start building your legacy plan. Call 877-650-4738 or visit lwealthmanagement.com/contact to schedule a complimentary meeting with an advisor today.